Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're heading to Kwara State in Nigeria, looking at an education reform initiative called KwaraLEARN.
hmm
We've got some excerpts from their report, and really our mission here is just to understand what this program is all about and, what kind of impact it's actually having based on what they're reporting.
Exactly. And the KwaraLEARN report, it really paints a picture of a pretty major effort to, well, transform education there. It's definitely being watched, I think, as a potential model.
Okay, so let's set the scene a bit. Why did KwaraLEARN even start back in 2022? What were the big issues they were trying to tackle?
Well, the report, it really points to some serious learning gaps. We're talking public primary schools in Kwara State.
Okay.
A lot of kids just weren't getting the basics, literacy, numeracy, and, well, it was clear that the quality of teaching itself needed a significant lift.
Right. So that was the problem. What about KwaraLEARN's solution? What's their core idea, their approach?
Their main strategy, it really comes down to structured instruction. So giving teachers very clear sort of step-by-step lesson guides.
Ah, okay. Structured.
Yeah, and combining that with data-driven management. So using information, tracking progress, making decisions based on, well, data. And a really key piece is strong teacher support.
And this is the partnership with New Globe, right?
Exactly, yeah. New Globe, they specialize in that kind of education tech and instructional design. And crucially, there's strong political backing for this. That's often a make or break factor, isn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, so the report talks results. Let's dive into literacy first. What improvements are they actually seeing?
The numbers are pretty striking, actually. In your average primary 3 class, they saw a 16-point drop in the number of kids who just couldn't read at all.
16 points, wow.
Yeah, that's a big shift. And then for primary 4 pupils, reading fluency went up quite a bit. They were reading, on average, 15 more correct words per minute.
Okay, so that's not just anecdotal. That's like properly measured improvement.
Precisely. Clear, measurable gains likely comes from those, structured lessons, giving teachers a solid roadmap.
Makes sense. What about numbers? Numeracy. Did KwaraLEARN have a similar impact there?
It seems so, yes. They used a standard assessment, ICAN it's called, and the report shows a 13-point increase in numeracy scores.
Okay, 13 points. And what does that mean in, real terms?
Well, they estimate that kind of gain is equivalent to roughly 1.44 years of additional learning.
Whoa, nearly a year and a half extra.
Yeah, so it suggests this structured teaching approach isn't just hitting literacy, it's having a broader impact.
Interesting. But it's not only about the students, is it? The report mentions teachers, too, teacher effectiveness.
Yeah.
What stood out there?
Oh, definitely. A really standout figure I thought was the average teacher attendance rate, 93%.
93%. That is high.
It's exceptionally high, as the report points out. And, it's just fundamental, right? Having teachers consistently present makes a huge difference to the learning environment. Stability.
No doubt. So, practically speaking, how does this all work on the ground? What does this structured instruction and data management actually, look like day to day?
So teachers get these tablets, and on the tablets, they have detailed, structured lesson plans ready for them each day.
Okay, so the lessons are right there.
Right. But what's also interesting is the system lets administrators track, kind of in real time, if lessons are actually being completed. And they can see how schools are performing overall.
Ah, so there's a feedback loop.
Exactly. This constant stream of data lets them monitor things and, importantly, step in with targeted support where it's actually needed.
It sounds very integrated. So looking at the bigger picture, what's the main takeaway from the KwaraLEARN report, its significance?
I think the report really concludes that KwaraLEARN's success, it demonstrates the power you get when you align these key things. Data, really well-defined teaching methods or pedagogy, and that committed political support we mentioned. When you get those elements working together, the potential for real significant change in education just becomes much, much greater.
So boiling it down, KwaraLEARN in Nigeria, based on this report, looks like a data-driven program showing, well, pretty significant positive results for kids reading and math, and also for getting teachers in the classroom.
That sums it up well. It's certainly a compelling case study of how a focused, well-supported approach can yield tangible improvements, and relatively quickly, too.
And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are the implications if you took this kind of structured, data-heavy model elsewhere? What parts of this might work universally as everyone tries to, well, transform learning? Definitely something to chew on.
Food for thought.
Thanks for exploring this report with us today.